drop, but once you pick one you drop, it automatically targets that area and you head straight to where you pointed to, versus you try to glide where you are when you jump. This is an automatic straight kind of fall unless you hit an obstacle. I like that a lot.
Still
better.
last man or last team standing out of 100.
So it's out of 60.
Okay.
And it's a 3-man squad instead of a 4-man squad. The weapons are all Titanfall weapons. All the weapons are from Titanfall. There's like maybe 4 or 5 new weapons, but everything else is literally from Titanfall. Just like in Overwatch, you have abilities and a super ability. So in Overwatch, you charge your super ability. This has that as well. When you down someone, you can execute them. So there's an execution animation if they're down. If you get killed in the game, your team has a chance to pick up your banner, basically pick up your essence, run to a respawn area, and you drop back into the fucking match. So you are not completely out if you die.
That's it.
So you have the opportunity to come back, which is, I think, is great. Granted, everything is kind of timed. Like if you go down, you're on a timer. If you die, you're on a timer for your team to pick it up, and it takes a little long for you to load the respawn like dropship. And then when you drop in right near your teammates. You drop in a safe area, but close to your teammates if you come back, which I think is great. So being safe from death. There's also, you know, hidden bonuses and stuff. There's like the loot boxes, just like in Overwatch. Every time you level up, you can hit this like loot. It's literally a loot bot, not a loot box, but it'll drop off a bunch of stuff. All cosmetic, skins, voices, poses.
I remember 0 characters from the Titanfall series besides
No,
the
these are all new, like, because there's no real characters. They're just pilots. They all have different helmets.
But it was the mech that had the personality. Remember from
Some
2?
of them do. Yeah, from 2, yes. In the storyline, the mech has personality. In the first one, no, it's not like that. It's not even remotely like that. In this, there are actual characters that have powers. They all have their own personality. They have apparently backstories. I guess they have social justice warrior stories. Personally, I don't give a fuck. All I care about is if their powers are cool.
Oh my
and
god!
Will they help me?
Speaking of social justice, did you notice in the Super Bowl they were talking about like the Walter Payton Award was now like social justice stuff?
No.
And I was like, what the fuck?
What? I missed that part.
Yeah, like they were talking about. Sorry to like kind of go off the field there, but they were saying that people that are nominated for the Walter Payton Award are champions of social justice, and I'm like, oh my god, no! Can we don't put these two together?
Yeah.
Is this because of their charitable acts or?
Yeah, but it's not. They're not social justice acts. Like social justice is fucking stupid. Like helping people is not stupid. Okay. I think like just putting in just social justice stuff is just like that's not even really a. It's not even a fucking thing. You know what I mean? In my opinion, like,
did they give examples on there?
No, of course not, because there's no examples of like social justice. To me, social justice is like when people virtue signal, and I think that the people that are nominees for the Walter Payton Award, they are not doing it for like they're not doing it for any kind of points. They're doing it to help people.
Are these athletes or are these
athletes?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, fucking Beast Mode was on there.
Okay,
and it's funny because he was the only guy that was not wearing a suit. That was on there. I thought that was hilarious. I noticed it right away.
He's just here so he won't get fined.
Yeah, and that's fine. But I think that you know they need to like drop the social justice aspect from the Walter Payton Award because it doesn't deserve to be there because you're helping people to help them, not for some kind of brownie points. You know what I mean?
That's
and like,
fair.
if y'all didn't know, Marshawn Lynch, he bought a bunch of. I think the main reason why he was on there was because he bought a bunch of property in Oakland, so it wouldn't be high priced.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. There's a whole huge homeless problem both in San Francisco and Oakland.
Yeah,
That's getting worse.
Yeah. Anyway,
no,
yeah. Apex Legends. Back to the What I don't like is that there's a 3-man squad. But that's neither here nor there. I think that's my own personal preference. I prefer 4-man squads because, I mean, prefer to have more teammates. However...
So you like the DVDA?
Oh, damn.
Because if you're helping someone that's down, you really got to be on your shit.
Yeah.
Like the other person has to be on
And not only that, unlike Blackout and Fortnite, it's 60 players versus 100.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but the map is still fucking huge. And they have, like... what I do like is when you land in a particular area, it will tell you if you're in a mid-tier area, basically the loot that you find there is mid-tier, or if you're in a high-tier area, versus it'll tell you, you're in a high-tier area, meaning everything you find is going to be either legendary or higher.
That's kind of a cool perk.
And that's why there's so many people there and why you're probably going to die, because there's really good weapons there. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do. I'm liking this a lot. I've been twitching it out the last couple days. It just came out Tuesday, which is yesterday,
yeah.
So
literally yesterday. I heard there's millions of people on it already.
Yeah, it's just fucking fun. I mean, I really like Titanfall, and this takes place within the Titanfall world, and they give you characters with, I guess, just like Overwatch. You gotta watch their little movies. So apparently, I don't know how much stock is in this, but there are 2 black women in the game.
Okay.
They're both like great. One's a healer who's really, I think a lot of people have not figured out her like, I don't want to say she's OP, but she's super like useful, because when she is picking people up that are down, her time is faster. She can pick people up faster, and she has a dome shield to help her protect people. It's not like an overpowered shield, but it's just enough time to get you to get someone up. Also, she has a drone that can automatically heal you. She just deploys a drone, and whoever's close by, it's better than trying to find health and then trying to heal yourself. Healing yourself takes time, almost a lot of time if you have a 100% pack. Like, it almost can take like anywhere from like 20 to 30 seconds to fully heal yourself.
Well, I saw they were making they were making stories about it. Oh my god, there's 2 black women in this. I'm like, okay, that's cool, I guess, but are they good? I mean,
yeah, like one's a soldier, the other healer she's really good with their drone bot. A lot of people, I think more people are starting to use her because they realize that she's like super useful for a team.
Hold on, what I just said might have sounded fucked up if you don't know who the fuck I am. But if you're doing things for diversity's sake, I don't really give a shit. If you're doing things because you make cool characters, I give a shit about that. Like, I don't want. I'm tired of being pandered to. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna make a cool character, just make the cool character however the fuck you want to make them. If it happens to be 2 black characters, great. In this instance, I think that it seems like they did it right, because they didn't talk about it beforehand. They didn't tell me how to feel before the game came out. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look, we have 2 black characters. Like, I didn't know about that at all until like today when I read the story. But at the same time, they're already doing the bad thing. Like, they're already making it a big deal. It's like, you understand that by you making a big deal of, there's 2 black female characters, that you're already cheapening the experience. Like, it should be normal for whatever ethnicity and sex to be in a game.
Can I ask you real quickly, though? Was this our friends at Kotaku making a big deal?
Yeah, it was Kotaku.
Yes, it was Kotaku. Yeah, because apparently
it smelled like Kotaku.
Yeah, because apparently the writer, who happens to be a mixed female, was pointing out that I guess some of the characters, like, I guess one of them is non-binary.
Oh boy, here we go. Here we go.
One of the males is gay, and I'm like,
here we go.
I'm like, I don't care. Like,
yeah, I don't care.
All I care about is, are their powers cool, and can they help me fucking win?
Well, and see, that's what they're missing, and that's what people like that will never fucking understand. That real gamers, they don't give a shit who they're playing as long as it meets up with their play style.
Yeah.
So, listen, when I was, when did Metroid come out?
Wow.
I was probably
86, 87?
Yeah, so I was like 7 or 8 years old when it came out. And I didn't know that I played as a girl until I played it twice.
Yep.
And then I was like, oh my god, it's a girl. You know what I did? Oh, it's awesome. Let's go to the next game.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit. And most people, they don't give a shit as long as who they're playing is, first of all, they're interesting and they play the way you want them to play. And especially when you have all the new rage today is having so many different kinds of characters. You find the one that works best for you. I'll give you an example, probably one of the best examples of what the fuck I'm talking about, is when I played Overwatch. So Overwatch has a whole bunch of different kinds of characters.
Yep.
Guess who I played as?
Robot.
A robot, yeah. My main character is Zenyatta. Looks nothing like me, sounds nothing like me. He just played the way I wanted to play. And I think that people, they misunderstand that just because you have diversity doesn't mean that, oh my god, every black person is going to play that character, or someone's going to play that character because they're black. If you do that, you might be kind of racist. You know what I mean? So you just play in the style that you want to play, and you find that character that wants to do that. So if these characters that happen to be black and female that are in, this game, if they happen to play the way that I want to play, great. If they don't, then I'm not going to fucking play them. But that's not disparaging to black females. It's not. It's just not the kind of character that I want to play. But if they're in the same vein of, gameplay that I want to play, then I'm going to play as them. But it has nothing to do with their gender or ethnicity. And I think that all these game companies, I'm sorry, I'll have to say, I guess, game journalist companies, they need to understand that and really recognize that. And the fact that they don't want to recognize that and they still want to bring up the fact that, oh my God, this game company has this, and that ethnicity, gender, blah, blah. That shit doesn't really fucking matter to anybody.
Yeah. I concur completely. I will say Kotaku is pretty notorious for that stuff. They irk me as well. It is what it is. I try not to take the bait.
What's the other one? Oh, Polygon's the other one.
Yeah.
They're another one. They do the same fucking thing.
I try not to take the bait with Kotaku, but they keep putting it out there.
You totally take the bait.
Yeah.
Well, recently you did. You went on your tirade about something that didn't even matter.
Oh, what was this thing? What was that one about?
I'm
sorry. Yeah. Someone at Kotaku touched on something near and dear to my heart. Speaking of fucking Overwatch, goddamn, I almost forgot about this bullshit. I should have had her name out there, but I'll look that up later. This fucking chick, I know she's a crazy radical feminist, and I do mean radical. She watched Overwatch porn for the first time and did a whole write-up on it. And you know me.
Like the Foodist?
If you've listened to any of these fucking episodes, you know for 3 goddamn years I have mentioned loving me some Overwatch porn. I like it more than the goddamn game. And the game is great. But this chick was so new to it. She was like shocked and got her fucking phrases wrong, didn't know the character, didn't play Overwatch, and didn't like porn.
She did play Overwatch. She admits
barely.
Yes, she admits that she's not that good.
Why would you do it then?
Yeah, well, she wrote about the porn. See,
to critique the porn. Let's be very clear on that.
So here's the
critique.
Here is
what the fuck on?
Here's Prodigy's problem. Because this is where you got it. I think you got it wrong.
Okay.
Because she talks about the creators of the content while you're arguing about the actual content. Because she talks about how the creators were and how they behaved toward the community and how there was a lack of certain content when you were just like, this content.
Hold the fuck on. So the creators of any content, you know what they create content for? Themselves. So if you don't happen to like it, then go fuck yourself.
Well, she just said that she was surprised that with the amount of porn that's out there today, which I'm about to pull this up because you ain't got it in front of you.
Don't matter.
She talks about. No, you didn't even remember her name. How you gonna remember what she said?
I didn't want to put it out there.
Whatever.
Go ahead.
But she just talks about the amount of porn that's out there she basically just said there are more than just straight men that watch porn.
Okay, and let me take a fucking time out on that bullshit. The porn industry is completely historically based on straight men's dollars. Period. Point blank. I don't give a fuck if you don't like that fact. It would not be an industry, a multi-billion-dollar industry, without straight men buying porn since before the dawn of time, but specifically since like the sexual revolution in the 60s.
Let me validate what Prodigy is saying right now.
Jesus.
The fact that this chick does not watch porn normally validates your argument.
Yeah.
Still, Overwatch porn, there's a lot of there's a lot of food shit in there.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
but she didn't even mention.
She doesn't mention food.
That, which I was like, okay, you really don't watch Overwatch porn.
Yeah. But that's just on fucking Pornhub.
Yeah.
And commercials on Pornhub.
Exactly.
So here's the thing. She actually puts up metrics from Pornhub. Like which countries watch the most Overwatch porn.
She did this as some, again, radical feminist gender studies research paper, rather than if you had Kotaku, if you had paid me, I would have given you the categories. I would have given you a story about the creators. I would have actually praised some of it for being incredibly creative and, and fun and kinky and all this other wonderful stuff. She kind of was throwing shade at the entire last third of that article. All about. But if you have it in front of you, what's this bitch's name?
Well, you called her a bitch.
Yeah, I called her a bitch.
Put it out there.
Yeah. What's her fucking government name?
We ain't getting no fans on this one.
No.
Oh,
Fuck
wait.
it though. Go ahead, turn it in.
Oh, hold on. This is a different article from a different person.
Is it Kotaku? You don't.
Yeah,
know.
it's Kotaku, but this is from a
Put her
guy.
name out
Hold
there.
on, let me put hers
Oh
out.
god damn it! I thought you was ready. I was putting you on the spotlight.
I was
Anyway.
like, this article is way different.
I don't-
I'll say this. She actually praises the content that she did witness, but she says that there's there's basically three of the biggest
She called it
characters.
She called it what did she called it? Transphobic.
I thought you said you remember.
Yeah, she called it like
Between-
transphobic.
Definitely
Between
not
the
transphobic.
creators, not the content.
The creators aren't. Did she interview any creators? Because she didn't quote anybody.
Apparently she did.
No,
yeah,
fuck
she
all
does.
that
Yes,
shit.
she does.
She don't
yes,
quote
she does.
nobody.
Hold on, let
Listen.
me pull this up.
I can pull up like at least Fuda porn.
Yes.
From Overwatch right now very easily.
Yeah, I have it saved on my goddamn
Just
phone.
look up, just look up Fuda Zarya.
Yeah.
And you can look up Fuda any goddamn
Yeah,
character in that shit.
Diva,
Yeah.
Mercy.
Yeah.
I mean, May.
The one thing that she pointed out is that most of the characters are either Mercy,
Oh,
not
yeah.
Mercy, no, Tracy, Widowmaker.
Tracer.
No. Here's what she said. Here's what she said.
what-
She said it's a problem that it's white female character centric, and so many other people watch porn, and the porn industry has this
she said-
transphobic problem. She said a lot of bullshit. She was
said
talking out of her ass.
She said she was surprised that the other characters that are either African American are not featured as
Hold
much.
on, hold on. One other big thing. She also tried to throw shade. I wish you had the exact quote on the porn industry in general being because of the tendencies of the people who buy it, making women feel bad about their own bodies and how evil that is.
Get the fuck out.
And I was like, bitch, I watch porn. A lot of guys do.
yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't hurt any normal straight girl going to college or having a career. It has nothing to do with my preferences for what I like to thap to have nothing to do with some random girl and how she feels about her fucking self anywhere on the planet.
So I got it.
Go ahead.
So
I'll bring up the point.
her name is Kate Gray.
Mm.
This is who wrote the article from Kotaku about Overwatch porn, and